SwimOutlet.com delivers the best online shopping experience. With an extensive selection and the lowest prices, you're guaranteed to find the product you need. Here's what you get. Free shipping on all orders over $49. Free 1 to 2 day shipping on all orders over $99. All orders placed by 6 p.m. ship out the same day. Shop at SwimOutlet.com, the web's most popular swim shop.
This is the Morning Swim Show for Wednesday, June 13th, 2012. I'm your host, Tiffany Elias, and today in the Finis Monitor we have one of our youngest guests in the history of the Morning Swim Show, Jackie Jeschke. Jackie's joining us from Augusta. Jackie, thanks for joining us today on the Morning Swim Show.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so the big news here is that you just qualified for Olympic trials as a 14-year-old, so congratulations, that's a big feat right there.
Thank you.
All right, so the 200 backstroke. Let's walk through that race because you had anticipated wanting to go under that trials time, but you made quite a big leap there from your previous best time. So let's go back to that race. You qualified just under trials 2:17.8, which is about a tenth under that mark. So how did you feel going into your race?
Well, during the prelims session, I didn't do too well, and I actually ended up gaining time. So during that afternoon, I really had to visualize my race, and I came back and I warmed up and I did pace before my race with my coach, and I ended up going 34.1, which was what I needed to hold. So then when I did my backstroke start for my race, it's like everything just zoned out, and I felt like I was on fire, like I was going and going. And my 100 split was only a second slow my 100 back time. So I was out pretty fast, and then I held that speed for the 150. And then the last 50, I was kind of dying a bit, but everyone was getting really nervous. But I really built into the finish and looked up at the scoreboard and saw my time and made it.
Now that was almost a 4-second drop for you. Your previous was a 21. So when you saw that 2:17, were you just completely shocked, or did it feel like a 2:17?
I was a little bit shocked, but then I also had this feeling like in my gut that I was going to get it, that I was going to achieve it, because my coach told me to always believe in myself and have a lot of confidence in myself, and that's what I did. And so, yeah.
Now we see that a lot when you look at splits. You mentioned your 100 was only a second off of your 100 individual race. Now we see that a lot in 200s. Is that common for you, or did you take it out that much faster?
That's not really common for me. I try and even split my races. So yeah, going a second off my best 100 back time was a bit of a surprise. I think I might have taken it out a bit too fast, but I'm glad I did.
Do you think you have a little bit left in you for that 100 time? Do you think you can bring that down now that you know you can take a 200 out in that split?
Well, yes, I'm hoping so. I mean, I really hope I can maybe go. My 100 time's a 105, so I'm hoping for a 104, 103 would be good. That's 100 back trials time.
Yeah, that would be very good. So you actually jumped over nationals. You haven't actually qualified for nationals prior to this swim meet. So you're going from sectionals and that type of level swimming all the way up to trials. So how does that feel?
I mean, it feels pretty great. It was a big jump, like skipping over juniors and then nationals and just going straight to Olympic trials. But I've been training all year jump, and I'm glad it finally happened.
Now, do your friends understand what it means to qualify for Olympic trials? When you tell your friends you're going off to Omaha, can they comprehend how big of a deal that is?
My swimming friends, yes, they can. They're really excited, but my school friends, they don't really understand what's really happening, and I have to explain what's going on. And they look like they get it, but I know they don't really understand. Yeah. But I try my best to explain it to them.
Yeah, I can imagine they don't fully understand how big of a deal that is. Now, heading off to Omaha, will you have some family taking you all the way out there?
Yes, my whole family's coming, and I think a lot of my extended family's coming too. We went to this one family reunion, and they're like, like, oh, swimming going? And I was like, oh, yeah, it's going good. I'm trying to get Olympic trials. And they're like, oh, if you're making it, the whole family's going. I was like, oh, man, okay.
Well,
And so, like, my second cousins or whatever that I barely know, they're all going too.
well, that'll be a great support system for you to have out there. Now, you also have, I believe, 2 teammates joining you, so that's some more good support heading out to Omaha. Is that right?
Yeah, I love having my teammates coming along to, and if my attitude is kind of getting a little bit negative, they're always there to like cheer me up. Or I try and keep a very positive attitude, but they always help me and push me along.
So, is there anybody you're really looking forward to seeing out there in Omaha?
Well, I am looking forward to seeing Ryan Lochte because first of all, he's from Florida, and he went to the University of Florida, my favorite college, my dream college. I want to go there. And he's also a backstroker, as well as a bunch of other things. But then he doesn't seem so intense when he's racing. He's more of a laid-back swimmer, and that's how I like to look at myself, kind of laid back, not getting too worked up and into swimming, so it's like not overwhelming. And yeah.
So it's not just that he's good looking is why you want to run into him out there?
No, that's not the only reason.
Now, you also mentioned both of your parents went to Florida. Is that why it's your favorite school, one of the reasons?
That is one of the reasons. Plus, my family lives in Florida too. So whenever I go down and visit, I like to go to football games and stuff. And I've kind of just grown up being a Florida girl.
So looking ahead, you're going to be a sophomore next year in high school. Are you already planning ahead to college? Is Florida going to be right up there on top of your list?
Yes, I have been looking at colleges and seeing which colleges might fit me. And I've kind of come up with a list. But yes, Florida is definitely high up there.
All right, so going back to training, trials cut is out of the way. What are you doing in between now and Omaha as we approach the last few weeks here?
Well, since I only have about 3 weeks between my last meet and Omaha, I'm really stepping up training, like really, really hard training for about a week and a half. And then I get to go back to tapering for the next week and a half before trials, so I'm well rested. But yeah, right now I'm really working hard and doing doubles every day and swimming 23 hours a week.
Wow, and so will you, how long do you think your taper will be for trials?
Well, since 200 back is the last day of trials, I'm guessing it's probably just going to be 2 weeks. So maybe starting next week and then continuing during trials is taking place, I'll still be tapering then because I don't think I will be swimming. I'm going to time trial 2 events at Olympic trials.
Which events will those be?
100 back for sure, and then my coach said he wanted me to do 400 freestyle.
Great. Well, that should help keep your endurance levels up for that 200. Now, also, as we discussed earlier, looking back through history, Missy Franklin, as I'm sure you're well aware of who she is, as she's about to do some big things for USA, she qualified for trials at 13, which was just a little bit younger than what you are now. So how does that feel knowing that you're following similar footsteps as to one of the best backstrokers for USA right now?
Well, it feels amazing. I really want to follow in the footsteps of her. To make Olympic trials so young and then to place so well during it, I mean, it's definitely a goal to work towards. And winning nationals in 200 back recently, I mean, I would really like to do that someday.
All right, Jackie. Well, we're definitely looking excited to watch you in Omaha. So hopefully you get some good training here in the next couple weeks, and we'll see you out there.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you there.
Thanks.
All right, well, that's it for today's morning swim show. I'm your host, Tiffany Elias. Feel free to join us for conversations on Facebook at facebook.com/swimmingworld or tweet us your comments at swimmingworld. Join us again for tomorrow's show.